this is insane. That's not a good angle. This is insane. I just dropped my phone. I'm currently in my mum's house. She was doing a massive clear out and look what we found. 2 big boxes of my books that are not in my home library. I knew, this is the thing, there were books missing and I could not work out where they had gone. I thought they'd accidentally been thrown away. I've genuinely been so baffled about this. They're a little dusty, I'm not gonna lie to you. I also found my climbing shoes. So basically there was just this load of stuff that had been obscured by, I think like some chairs and a table. So we had just not realized that all of this stuff was here. I'm gonna put a cushion down. So I thought it would be fun to go through all of these books that I found just chilling in this box, which I thought had been lost forever. Like I really thought that box had been lost in transit. The reason I want to show you is because this was such a trip down memory lane for me, like looking at all of these books that I had, because I had all of these when I lived in Camden in London, and that was pretty much where I started making booktube videos. Like that was where I made a lot of my original BookTok content. And so seeing all of the books that I read for those videos was weirdly very nostalgic. It wasn't even that long ago, it was kind of like 2021, but still it feels like another lifetime. But I also wanted to tell you about something that is perfect for when you're doing a task like this, when you're organizing your books, when you're clearing out your garage, when you're cooking, when you're cleaning, when you're at the gym. And that is listening.com, who have very kindly sponsored today's video. Because imagine if you could turn any text into audio, whether that's a PDF, a textbook, an academic paper. Listening.com does exactly that. And this is an app that can free you up to listen to things while you do other tasks. It can read math equations, it can skip citations. One thing I think is really useful for this is when it pronounces tricky words that you might come across. And you know when you only ever read a word and then you try and say it out loud and you realize that you have been mispronouncing it in your own head? The good thing about listening.com is that it pronounces all of the words correctly for you, so when you are consuming that content, you're hearing it as it's supposed to actually sound, so then you can feel more confident expanding your vocabulary too. The coolest part is that it has a one-click notes feature. You just press plus note while listening and it will create a note for you about the segment that you're listening to. I'm gutted that I didn't have this when I worked as a book researcher. This would have been so helpful, but it's been a lifesaver for me as I'm in the process of doing a lot of reading and research now. So I highly, highly recommend. I will leave a link in the description box. So head there now and transform your listening experience. It has changed the game for me. I'm like shouting about this from the rooftops. Anyway, back to going through all of the books that I found. I'm still so buzzing about this. I had mourned these books. I thought they were lost forever. I can't believe that I just found them. So we have got The Circle by Dave Eggers. We have Train to Pakistan by Khushwant Singh. The English Patient, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I have Middlemarch, I have Frankenstein, like a bunch of my Oxford World classics. Heroes by Stephen Fry. Boy Erased, Tess of the D'Urbervilles, Purple Hibiscus, I have Aristotle's Poetics, A Fine Balance. These were all, I don't know if you'll remember this if you've been around on this channel for a long time, but, well, my main channel really, I used to have this rainbow bookshelf behind me, like just one shelf of books. And I think a lot of these books were on that actually, so we have The Namesake. Oh my gosh, I love this book. Exciting Times. My copy of Norwegian Wood. Like so many of my old favorites are in here and I thought they were lost forever. Conversations with Friends. Normal People. The book that made me fall in love with Sally Rooney. This is so exciting. I have News of a Kidnapping. We have My Lover's Lover. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. See, I now have another copy of this book because I rebought it for a video and this one was just here this entire time. That was a satisfying noise. Cavalier and Clay, Appropriate, A Provocation. Oh my gosh, we have Red, White and Royal Blue. Wizard of the Crow. I need to save all of these books from being in here. I need to move them into the library. 100 Years of Solitude, again, I've rebought that book. Ethan Frome. We have my copy of They Both Die at the End, which is crazy because Adam Silvera, the author of this book, is now a friend of mine and he is the nicest person. I met him at a party and he was so much fun. My copy of The Bell Jar, hello. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Siddhartha, How to Cure a Ghost. I just read another poetry collection by this same poet. I Have More Souls Than One, Can't and Won't. This was from my iconic Kendall Jenner reading video. I read every book that Kendall Jenner recommended. This was one of the ones I really didn't enjoy actually, but a lot of them I really loved. I think that's my most viewed video. Oh, these are all the books from that video. So Sad Today. This is an essay collection. I actually ended up really loving Milk Fed, which is her fiction. I think I prefer her fiction to her non-fiction. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. That is from my first BookTok video before I was even on BookTok, and now it's something I upload to every single day and I've made 3 videos on BookTok. Moon and the Bonfires. We have All My Puny Sorrows. What else have we got? We have The House on the Hill, Kindred, Romance in Marseille. Ooh, what's this one? This one's still in a wrapping. Arabian Love Poems. Cool. Confessions of a Mask. I was looking for this one. And they were all just right here in this little treasure trove. The Setting Sun. We're onto hardbacks now. Posthumous Memoirs. The Narrow Bridge. A Thousand Moons by Sebastian Barry. And that is just the first of 2 boxes. I know this sounds silly, that it's like, what do you mean you didn't notice that all of these books were gone? I did notice, I just thought I had lost these boxes at some point in transit. I had accepted that these books were out of my life and I would have to rebuy them. But I didn't replace a lot of my favourites like Normal People and Song of Achilles because I felt like I knew that I would eventually find these boxes again. I've kind of got myself into an awkward position here. Okay. Oh, this is from an iconic video too. My video on Harry Styles in Watermelon Sugar, which of course inspired the song. Diamond as Big as the Ritz. To Kill a Mockingbird. Hummus and Homicide. That's such a funny book. Dead Poet Society from my Dark Academia video. This feels like a trip down memory lane of all of my old videos. This one is from my video where I read a self-help book every single day for a week. This is Rich Dad Poor Dad. The Hungover Games. It's so weird because with a lot of these, I remember exactly where I was when I read them. I sat and read this by Camden Canal during the lockdown. I went and sat by the canal and I remember reading this like cover to cover because there was nothing else to do. I have my copy of Macbeth. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The thing is, because there's so many books in my collection, like when I was moving them all into the home library, I felt like I was so overwhelmed by the sheer number of books that I didn't notice individual books that were missing. And again, I just thought a lot of them had been lost, but we've got Fahrenheit 451, Chrysalids, Lost at Sea by John Ronson. Oh my gosh, Charlotte's Web, this was from my Taylor Swift video. If you've watched all of these videos, well done. Like, that is very impressive. Because I don't even remember making a lot of them until I open these up and it just takes me back down that path. But Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I think I was gonna do this I had for my self-help book video and then ended up not reading it. Sometimes I buy a couple extras and then I'm like, if I have time, I'll add those in to the video. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. See, I have other copies of some of these books. The Charioteer, what's this one? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. African American Christmas Stories. We have a bookshop in Algiers. See, I remember buying that in Cambridge. Like, these unlock so many memories. A Lonely Man. I worked with Chris Power. He was so nice. Think Like a Monk. This is also from my self-help book video. I think he is low-key cancelled now, Jay Shetty. I think it turned out that he actually wasn't qualified in what he said he was. Eat, Pray, Love. Oh yeah, these are all books from that video. Deep Work, 5 a.m. Club. I remember waking up at 5 a.m. every morning for that stupid video, but it is an iconic video on my channel, so we also have the 4-Hour Work Week. I'm gonna need to put some down. Like, I don't know what to do with them because I'm taking them out of the box, but really they need to go back in the box so they can then be transported to my home library eventually. We have Free Food for Millionaires by Min Jin Lee. Every event in New York that I go to, Min Jin Lee is there. I have run into Min Jin Lee an absurd number of times and never actually had a proper conversation, so I love Min Jin Lee. I would love to chat with her one day. We have Furious Love, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's biography. Again, read that for my Taylor Swift video. It's funny how I unlock like little pockets of books that were all from one video. The Secret, that was from the self-help one. The Life-Changing Guide of Tidying. Clearly I was too good at this and I tidied these away so much that I lost them. How to Do Nothing by Jenny Odell. What are these two here? Oh, this is Stargirl, that was from the Taylor Swift video. Kim Jae-young, born 1982. Love that book. I read these so long ago now. These were in like 2020, 2021. The Awakening and Other Stories. Love is a Mixtape, that's from the Harry Styles video. Crazy Rich Asians, I'm actually interviewing Kevin Kwan on my podcast, which is coming very soon. Ernest Hemingway, To Have and Have Not. Lamona's Tale, Third Man. What is this one? Motivate, page 113, pages 124 to 131, and page 230. Oh, it's Drive by Daniel Pink. Oh, I think when I worked in publishing and I was researching for an author, that was a note I made in my old publishing job. The Nightingale Shore Murder. We are all completely beside ourselves. I think I made a video on this because I was like, this invented the plot twist. Like, this was one of the first plot twists, in my head at least, that I remember being like so shocked by. Cutting for Stone. We have the iconic My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I think I also read this for my Dark Academia video, which now in retrospect seems a little odd because it's not Dark Academia at all, but I guess going in I didn't know that. Winter in Sokcho, this is such a cool cover. It looks like a postcard. The Happiness Advantage, the Scarlet Letter. Oh my goodness, reunited. And it feels so good. That is the Song of Achilles with all my original notes in it. Oh, cool. And probably my tear stains too. We have Small Island. Let's Explore Diabetes with Owls. I haven't read that one yet, but I have read a bunch of David Sedaris since. So now I found that, I can read it. Oh, more from my Kendall Jenner video. Literally Show Me a Healthy Person, a novel. Tonight I'm Someone Else. And No One Belongs Here More Than You. I remember loving this. And then when I went to New York, initially to study writing, Miranda July was one of the authors that we would study because she is so good at the short story. So good. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. And then this is the last pile. We have Where the Crawdads Sing, Silas Marner. We have Man and Superman, Letter to My Daughter, Maya Angelou. Weirdly enough, this morning I was reading a Maya Angelou poetry collection. And finally, Such a Fun Age. Also, I've been listening to the audiobook of Kylie Reid's new book. And it's been a bit of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie, but I remember loving Such a Fun Age. What the hell? All of these books just chilling right here. This is like, this could fill up another whole shelf in my home library. Like, what the hell am I gonna do? This is the best reunion episode of all time. I'm so happy. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I hope this was a trip down memory lane for you too, if you've also been watching my videos for a long old time, since the kind of glory days when things were first going crazy for me. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Even if this is your first video of mine, this was kind of a crazy thing to happen, so, I'm so happy. Okay, goodbye. Thanks for watching. Love ya.